So let me tell you guys about my stepdaughter, all right? She wants her real daddy to walk her down the aisle. Now let me give you a little backstory on me and my stepdaughter. She just graduated from university, which I paid for. Now, she went to an in-state university, but it still cost me about $40,000. Now, I also bought her a car. I bought her a car straight after high school. That way she could go back and forth to school.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Talk Podcast. Today, I want to talk about stepfathers and what they go through that a lot of times we don't want to talk about and we just ignore it because we think, well, he's a man and that should be his responsibility, kind of deal with it, figure it out. You put yourself in this position, so now it's on you. And I think that is very wrong and it's very unfair. So in some of my previous episodes, I've already covered the difference between coming into someone's life and being a stepmom or coming into someone's life and being a stepdad. I talked about how different it is when it comes to certain responsibilities that we need to carry, most likely as a woman when you're dating a man who already had a child. There are no financial responsibilities on you. You might step into that child's life and be a caretaker here and there, but in general, you're not looking to face any financial burdens, and most men are not going to put that on you. They are going to stand straight and cover any expenses that has to do with their child. The other way around, when a man steps into the life of a woman who already has children or one child, that man is expected to step up to the plate. He is expected to cover certain expenses that not only involve the woman that he's seeing currently, but also the child that she had previously by other men. That is how it goes in majority of, relationships that have this dynamic. In other episodes, I also talked about why most men are not willing to commit to a woman who has already had children by a different man. They don't want to become stepfathers because the responsibility is much more higher than the reward. They step into that child's life, they get attached, they get a great relationship to that child. But when it comes to important things in the child's life, making certain choices or being able to discipline the child or being involved in really life-changing situations, at the end, you're just a stepdad. You have no place to, interfere and bring your point of view or make decisions, because that woman is always going to remind you, and the child sometimes, that you're just a stepdad. Right? She has her father, or, you're not allowed to discipline my child the way you wanted to because the mom is going to take over that. So there are so many other reasons that come along with that. And then possibly you might have to be dealing with the actual biological father of that child. So for most men nowadays, it's just a headache. There used to be times where being a stepfather was celebrated and they were respected in the community, and they actually got the respect that they should have received for all the sacrifices and duties that they took on, taking care of a child that's not theirs. But nowadays things are completely different. Most cases when men do that, they are actually just seen as an ATM machine. So from a woman's perspective, it's always easy to just say, yeah, you don't have to be involved in my child's life. But honestly, we do expect you to be involved, especially financially, right? We want you to be able to pay certain bills that has to do with that child. We want you to be able to protect that child. We want to pick and choose when you can be involved. But the moment you want to step up as a father and make your rules and discipline the child or make certain decisions, you cannot always do that. And especially, let's assume there's a situation where the child gets into a health situation. You cannot make any decision because you're not the biological father. You cannot go to the hospital and start making decisions because at the end of the day, you're not the one who is legal on paper to make any decisions. And The other thing that happens a lot why men are shying away from that is because they are going to build a relationship with that child. But the moment the relationship between the mom and him is broken, guess what? The relationship between you and that child is going to be tough as well, because the woman is going to take her child along with her. And most likely you are not going to have the same relationship and involvement that you had before with the child, because you were never the dad. And it's unfortunate, it's really heartbreaking, but that is what happens a lot. Men come into a woman's life and literally you're just good enough to, keep them comfortable, to pay the bills, and that's it. So today I have a video that I'm going to show you guys, and I think it is heartbreaking what this man has to experience or had experienced. It is really heartbreaking. This man is in a relationship with a woman. He calls her girlfriend, meaning they are not committed. They are not married. They are in a committed relationship, but they're not married. And he's been with her for 10 years, and he's also been in that child's life for 10 years. He's been highly involved, especially when it comes to the financial part. Especially when it comes to the financial part. He was supportive during the times when she went to college. He was supportive in getting her a car. He's supportive in, accommodating her, offering her a home that she doesn't need to bother about paying rent and all that stuff. He's really trying his best to be a great father. And now comes a time when the girl is no more a child. Yeah, she's now, an adult, a young adult woman. She is getting married. She's starting her own life, and he's happy about it. He wants to get involved in any way possible that he can help, and most likely it's going to be financially. But it seems like anything that is actually important about the whole marriage celebration, the whole day that they're all looking forward to enjoy together as a family, he's not really involved. He's not even on the invitation card. His name is nowhere to see. He's not involved in the planning. He's literally just there to pay the bills. And this is an unfair deal. He's not even going to be the one walking his daughter, and he refers to her as his daughter, in front of the aisle. He's not going to do that. The biological dad, who's not been around, who didn't contribute, who's not financially supportive to that girl, is the one who's going to, experience and receive all the joy and the benefits and, the seeds that he's been planting. The tree has been growing, but he's not the one able to enjoy the fruit. It's the biological father at the end. So I want you guys to listen to the clip, and just if you're interested in commenting and sharing your opinion, you can definitely do that down below. I think this is very heartbreaking. It's painful. But this is what a lot of men are experiencing when they choose to become a stepfather. And this is also why more and more men are not willing to do it. I mean, biologically, it's not in their nature to come into a woman's life and take on someone else's child. That's not how men are. But those who try, respect to them, but most of the time they end up hurt. They end up miserable because they realize, I was never the father. I was just good enough to be paying bills. And I don't know, I think, it's tough. It's definitely tough. I hope you guys enjoy. Watch the video towards the end. See you in the next one. Bye.
The a-hole for refusing to pay for my stepdaughter's wedding because her real daddy is the one that's going to walk her down the aisle. So let me tell you guys about my stepdaughter, all right? She wants her real daddy to walk her down the aisle. Now, let me give you a little backstory on me and my stepdaughter. She just graduated from university, which I paid for. Now, she went to an in-state university, but it still cost me about $40,000. Now, I also bought her a car. I bought her a car straight after high school. That way she could go back and forth to school. I bought her a car. She still lives with me and her mother. She does not have a job. Now, she's set to be married on August the 8th. And for the past 6 months, that's all her mother been talking about doing. Being occupied with, being consumed most of their time. Now, her daddy, he don't contribute to not 1 cent on her. Not her education, not child support, which is partly her mother's fault because She didn't fight for that. And I guess that's just what the settlement was. And he only around to make promises. I do that for you. I do this for you, and then take off. And then she'd be heartbroken. But she adores her father, right? So, like I said, she's set to be married in August. And the wedding venue, I told them they could have it in my home. The wedding venue can hold about 250 people, right? Now, I said, hey, I got a list of 20 people that I want to come to the wedding. I'm paying for this at my house. I want these 20 people to come. Do y'all know Saturday, I see one of my friends at the golf course, right? He's supposed to come to the wedding. I'm like, hey, I'm going to see you at the wedding, right? He said, I only got an announcement. I didn't get an invite. I'm like, nah. I'll let my girlfriend and stepdaughter know to send out the invitations on these few people. And you're supposed to get an invite. He said, I got something, but it was an announcement to my girlfriend and said, did you invite those 20 people to the wedding that I told you about? Man, she didn't invite none of them. She said 250 people was a little tight, and I don't think we can get your 20 people in there. Man, I was pissed. And the people that were supposed to come, they pissed as well. Then she's going to say, if any of the people that we already invited don't RSVP, then we'll get some of your people in here. I'm like, what? Man, that's crazy, man. Don't even worry about it, man. I'll just be mad. All right. So now, the crazy part about it is when I check the invitations, they don't even have my name on them. They have her real daddy and her on the invitation that I paid for. I paid for these invitations. How you got a real daddy on there, her mama on there? Cool. Couple days later, I'm hosting the venue at my house, hosting the wedding family at my house, okay? It's me, stepdaughter, girlfriend, groom, and their parents, right? Trying to help everybody get real acquainted. Then a surprise guest shows up, my stepdaughter's real daddy. And I'm like, you know what? Cool. He probably just coming to the wedding, right? But tell me why my stepdaughter proceeds to stand up and announce that her real daddy is giving her away at the wedding. What? The wedding that I'm paying for in my house? The daddy don't do nothing for you? Is giving you away? Oh, and they were just so happy and smiling. Oh, yay, great. Inside, I was fuming. Inside, I wanted to cry or punch somebody. Probably wanted to do both, honestly. So I took that time to stand up and give a toast as well. I said, I owe the groom and the bride a deep debt of gratitude because they have opened my eyes tonight. Oh, everybody at the table was just smiling. They have let me know that my position in this family is not what I thought it was. Oh, you should have saw the frowns, man. Now they mad. It done got serious. I let them know I am not the godfather or, the head of the family that I thought I was, the loved one that would be seeked out in times of need. Nah. I realized I'm an ATM. Yeah. So since I have been replaced as host of the wedding, I shall be giving my financial duties to the new host. And I will back out monetarily. Yeah. Yep. Now, after the announcement, a whole lot of snickering was going on around the table, right? A lot of mumbling, but they didn't say anything to me. Nobody addressed me now. Now, later that night, tell me why my girlfriend gonna come to me talking about how I'm ruining so much, how I'm ruining so much for backing out, and how her daughter ain't gonna have her dream wedding, and how her daughter ain't this and that. Okay, well, it's apparent that I'm not family in this family. So the family should take care of it, right? That's my stepdaughter. I mean, it ain't even my stepdaughter, really. It's my girlfriend. I just happen to be around her for the last 10 years. But tell me why the next day, my girlfriend trying to show me how much I'm ruined, right? She takes me to where they planning the wedding, and the wedding planner showed me, all the things they got going down, everything they got set up. I look at the venue. They got some father-daughter dances, right? 3 songs. All of them cater to her real dad, not me. I looked at the food they got. 2 of the dishes got stuff I'm allergic to in it. I just started laughing. Like, they want me to pay for this? His name on it, not mine. His songs, not mine. The food, I can't eat the food. And the 20 people out of 250 that I wanted, they can't even come in my house? Wow. Okay. It's wild, man. So I went on ahead and let her know I will not be there, and neither will my money. Yeah. And they would no longer be at my house either. And you would no longer be at my house or your daughter. Because, yeah, I'm not family. I'm not even important enough to be put up on the brochure. It's crazy, man. Yeah.